this interview. So, Coach Hamilton, please let us know a little bit of something about yourself.
Yeah, well, I've been coaching, I guess, going on 27 years now, and spent basically the last 20 years in the San Antonio area. I spent 7 years with Coach Neil Liu, who's currently the head coach at Texas Lutheran here in Seguin, and spent 12 years at San Antonio Reagan. Went there as a DC, and then spent a lot of time with Coach Wetzel before he went to Baylor, and was fortunate enough to be the head coach there for 8 years, and had the opportunity to move back home, or not my home, but my wife's home. And I grew up in Lula. My wife's from this area in Gonzales, and all of our family lives here. So we didn't question it. We jumped on board and tried to throw my name in the hat. And we were blessed and fortunate enough to move to Gonzales. And just it's been nothing but a blessing, and been here since February of last year, last spring. And the kids have bought into to us and me, and kind of what we're trying to get established. And there's some really good young men and women here that I am ecstatic to work with day in and day out. And our coaching staff, we're youthful, which is juiceful, which is useful. So like Coach Traylor says in San Antonio, juiceful is useful and juiceless is useless. So just really excited to come with these young guys. I feel like I'm kind of young man again. I'm 49 years young, and with all these young guys on staff, my two boys are both, grown, and 21 and 24, down at A&M Kingsville. Both of them fixing to both graduate together. But I am very blessed to be around, young men that are working with our young men, our student athletes that have some young kiddos. They're starting their families, and I'm kind of on the backside of raising kids. Mine are, fixing to be out of college. So it's kind of got me juiced up every day to be around these guys.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, well, we're glad that you are in Gonzales, and glad you and your wife are settling in with your family. Coach, but talking a little bit about Gonzales and the football program there. Last year they were 3-7, 1-5 in district. They compete in a 4A Division II district. Pretty tough district.
Pretty tough district, right?
The likes of, huh?
I said pretty tough district, right?
Yeah, get the likes of Wimberley and some of those other tough teams in that district. The year before you got there, or the year before that, actually, they had a pretty good record and they went to the playoffs. So some of this may have a little bit to do with redistricting, and some of this may have had a little bit to do about rebuilding possibly as well. So in your first three games this year, you lost to Central Catholic in the first game. It looks like it kind of got out of hand possibly late, but you regrouped. And of course, the old adage is that you gain more from in between the first game and the second game. And it looks like your guys did, because Hallettsville is usually pretty tough and they usually have a lot of athletes. And y'all step back up and you got the upper hand by a touchdown on Hallettsville. And then of course, Marion, I don't think that's a rivalry game, but it's fairly close for you guys. Y'all got on Marion pretty good. So it looks like you got your guys buying, you, like you said, they're buying into the program, and you guys are starting to click. What is your take on last year? And how did you and your guys, your coaching staff, come in and kind of change the mindset and look at the positive things for these guys and building this team?
Well, I mean, just I can only speak to what we're kind of trying to get going this year and last spring. And when I got here, we just started pouring into the kids. I know some of the gentlemen that were here, as do you. I mean, Coach Cubitt did an amazing job when he was here with the Apaches. And we just came in and started loving up the kids and making sure that they knew that we were here for them. And, we always talk about trust. And I told them that, trust is built and it's also earned. And then, when you start to trust somebody, you can say that you love them. And so, I told them by the end of this year, hopefully we can, as a staff and as players, to coaches to players, we can say that we love each other, because that's built upon trust. And we're trying to build some trust with our kids and our community. And, in week one, we definitely had, we traveled to San Antonio. I don't know that we traveled well. That's one of the biggest challenges that I've put on their plate this week. is to travel extremely well when we do make another trip to the San Antonio area, and making sure that their mind is right where it needs to be and eliminate distractions. From week one to week two, like you said, you always say you want to make your biggest jumps and your biggest gains from week one to week two, and we feel like we did that. We still had some unnecessary penalties in weeks two. We went from, I want to say, 10 penalties in week one to I think maybe 5 in week two. So that got a little bit better. We had two unnecessary penalties this past game in week three. So we feel like we're getting closer, but we're not close yet. That's what I've been telling the last couple of 2 or 3 weeks is we're getting closer, but we're surely not even close to being where we need to be, especially in the district that we do have. Um, the district is tough. We're not there yet. We're looking to maybe stack another win on top of another win, and go into, we have a bye leading up to Smithfield, which is our first district game. So, we don't want to be stagnant and dormant. We definitely don't want to go into district with sitting on a loss. And so we had an amazing Monday morning this morning. Our offensive session was really, really good. Coach Walksmith and our offensive staff, they're doing really, really well with the progression. We're not putting too much on their plate on either side of the ball, and they're handling it well. I'm used to throwing a lot on a bunch of kids' plate, but when kids are going both ways,
Yeah.
You got to make sure we don't overload them. So, KISS, I'm talking to myself. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm talking to Coach Hamilton when I say that. So making sure that we're, you know, slowly but surely we'll get there by the time we get to district. We want to be hitting on all cylinders, making sure that we're complex enough to where people can't get a beat on us on either side of the ball. That self scout will definitely be utilized during the off week, and just making sure that we're moving in the right direction.
A second ago, you mentioned, Coach, the trust between you all, the team. What about when you first got there to Gonzales, the trust from the community with you? How did that go?
I was, they welcomed us with open arms. It took me a while to kind of get the staff established, like it does in any new position.
Sure.
I When I got here, the community kind of knew of my wife and me a little bit from, me growing up in Luling. I've been
Right.
around this area my whole life. I hauled hay in these fields, back in the day. So I know quite a few of the families, and
Oh, that's
um,
good.
it kind of helped a little bit, but just like they know me, when you do have previous relationships with community members, they feel like they can go ahead and get in your hip pocket a little bit and
Right.
maybe probe you a little bit here or there. So but it's been good so far,
Good.
and we've been well received. We have a new superintendent, Dr. Ariola. She's new coming in. We came in basically at the same time, and she's very proactive with sports. And she's diving into the community, as are we in the athletic world. And just this isn't just a football thing. It's a whole athletic program from the
Right.
junior high up, and trying to get the juice flowing with our younger kids at the elementary schools. And um, it's been good. It's really been revitalizing for me to kind of, as someone that's been coaching for a while, change is good. And it's definitely, widen my eyes and raise my eyebrows as to things that, we need to be better at, where I can grow as a coach still. I'm not dead, so
Right.
I'm still learning and trying to find ways to inspire kids and trying to get the community involved. And, the other night, it was a good win at home. But we're not even close to being where we need to be. We left a lot of money on the table the other night.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yes.
But you hit on a lot of things that I've got written down already that I wanted to ask you about in that last statement. For one, being the Gonzales community and their "come and take it" kind of motto. Another one. Getting to know your players and getting the staff set and going. You referenced young juice or something you said, which was, I've never heard that before, but
Oh, that's
it
that's
makes a lot of
that's
sense.
Brian
You bring
Kane.
in some of that young juice in and for energy, and the kids relate to it well, and I'm sure that had a lot to do with building your staff. But what was I going to ask? The trust you said that you built with the community, and you're in a tough district. We've stated that already. what are your plans for, what is your outlook for the future of this? It's, and you said it, it's not just football, and it's not just the middle school and the high school. It's a overall athletic department thing, because now you're, when you were at Reagan, you came with a pretty good resume. Let's put that out there. I mean, you were very successful at Reagan. You were the coordinator at Reagan, which is kind of like an athletic director, but not really the athletic director. So now you've got to wear basically the two hats, and you've got to make sure that the entire program is buying in and being successful. Tell us a little bit about the differences between the 6A level and the 4A Division II level, not only in your coaching, but as the umbrella refers to, the athletic director position as well.
Sure. You know, you're making sure you have less kids for sure. So you've got to make sure that we're staying well rested, whether you're talking about a basketball program or how a basketball program and a baseball program work together. I'm a multi-sport guy growing up. So even when I was at the bigger school system, we always promoted multi-sport kids. And in a small school setting, we've got to continue to make sure that we're striving to pull baseball kids out for football and track, and basketball kids coming out for football, and football kids going and representing us in the soccer world, or whatever that looks like. But some of the main differences, I would say, are just the time restraints that you have, just because you're spread pretty thin with your kids, and it's a balancing act. I've got Coach Jake Walksmith with us as our offensive coordinator, and he's from a small school setting. He was at Shiner St. Paul as a head coach for years and was very, very successful over there. So I lean on him a little bit. I'm utilizing our resources here on staff and within our district to make sure that we're making sure that our kids are schooled up. But Coach Hamilton could put maybe a little too much information on them sometimes. So I've got to pull the reins back a little bit. But
yeah, there's no spring football, I guess.
No spring football. But we had a really good 7-on-7 session. We had our basketball league over in Seguin was really, really good. So just making sure that our kids that are our best student athletes that have great character, like the young men that y'all talked to, Lewis and Gary Lewis, Zuniga and Gary Lewis, making sure that those guys are allowed and we present them opportunities to be successful in multifaceted, different arenas. And so it's important for me, as we hired a young staff, make sure that they're on the same page with me, that we're going to share kids and we're going to take care of kids, and which is what we did at Reagan. I took a lot of pride in the fact that, at a 6A school, we promoted every single sport and every single program. And on the girls' side too, I take a lot of pride in our success with our young ladies, and making sure that our staff is cohesive on both sides of the aisle. But I like where we're headed. I like where we're headed in our first year, and it's definitely a work in progress.
Yeah. Okay. So, Coach, I know the answers to this question because I was there with you, but you're going into Pleasanton. Of course, this game was set up before you or Coach Palmer, wherever, the head coaches. This game was set up, but it just so happens that you and Coach Randy Palmer over at Pleasanton, y'all are about to meet for the first time head to head as coaches. Not only are you meeting for the first time as coaches, but you guys have a history. We all have a history. We were all down at Texas A&M Kingsville together. We were ex-teammates. We had, very successful program in college. Tell us and tell the fans a little bit about your relationship with Coach Randy Palmer over at Pleasanton, and what this means for you personally and your family. And we're going to ask Coach Palmer the same question, okay?
Sure, you bet. I've known Randy Palmer since I was, I guess, 18 years old. One of my dear friends, and a heck of a man, heck of a coach. Has an amazing family with Jody and Tyler and Brooke. He's very, very fortunate in the fact that he gets to work and coach with his son right now. who also was finished. He just finished up and wrapped up at Kingsville, as are my two kids, and his two kids are down there also. One just graduated, of course, but yeah, we played together. I've watched him coach numerous times. He actually coached both of my nephews in Shiner when he was there. I've watched numerous playoff games when he was at Three Rivers as the head coach. I've watched this man coach for a long time, but I've never had the opportunity to coach against him, which is always good because he's a hell of a football coach. And so, yeah, we're gonna have to strap it on and coach against each other on the other side of the field. And I know we'll talk it up and chop it up before the game. And then when that whistle blows, he's trying to win and I'm trying to win. And we already had good conversations this past weekend, and I'm looking forward to it. And it'll be one heck of an experience. And he's got another gentleman on his staff. His defensive coordinator is Trey Ailey, and his offensive coordinator is Troy Moses. And those are A&I guys also. And Avelina's. I've got quite a few on my staff here. So I'll tell you what, Friday night in Pleasanton, there'll be quite a few hogs down there on the sidelines.
Yeah. So, we've nicknamed the game the Javelina Bowl.
Yeah, there'll be quite a few
which is
running around down there.
kind of appropriate. And we're really anxious to see how both of you grow and build your programs. So we're looking to have some fun. But anyway, that will conclude our interview, Coach. I got to ask you one more question though while I'm thinking about it, and Bob and I have talked about this. What is the deal with everybody going to morning practices now? Because that would have burned me out years ago, morning practices. But you're the out of the 6 schools we've done, you're the 5th school, I believe, that's doing it in the mornings.
Yeah, we've done morning practices forever. We did them at Reagan, and I absolutely love it, love it, love it, love it. It allows us the opportunity, especially when I was there at Reagan. We didn't start school day till 8:50, and so basically you had the whole morning, and then you had first period athletics. So really, you had the kids almost until 9:40ish. So by the time you get to mid morning, like everything that you need, you got meeting time, you have time to lift, you have time to practice. Of course, our day starts at 8 here, so we start practice about 7 o'clock every day, and allows us to utilize the afternoon with the wet bulb thing that's going in with UIL.
Right.
It really helped us last year. I know that,
The wet bulb is
down
the
the
key
road.
to most of it, I think.
Well, the movement's going there, but we've been doing it we did it for almost, even with Coach Hugh, we had some sessions in the mornings.
Mhm.
But what I will say is there were a lot of guys that worked a lot of extra hours last year. I know some guys in the Houston area where their district made them follow the wet bulb. It was a suggestion. It wasn't mandatory. The UIL may actually go to it as we move forward from what I'm hearing.
Right.
So we're already kind of structured in that, we're set up for success.
Good stuff, man. Bob, you got anything else?
No, that's great. Thank you.
All right. Coach, I know you've got things to do to get ready for this week. We appreciate
Yeah,
it.
if you'll text me the actual site where the community can find that.
Man.
All right. My name is Gary Lewis, and my number is 60. I'm starting on defense as a D tackle, and I'm back up for guard on offense.
What grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Gary, I guess you've been a member of the Apache team for quite some time now.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about your favorite memory or your favorite thing that happened to you while playing the game of football.
Highlight for you, whatever.
Oh, last year we played Giddings, and it was like a close game, and it was I don't remember. It was like close. It was like towards the end of the game, and one of our DNs that graduated already, they had got like a strip off the quarterback. They stripped him, and then one of our other DNs, they scooped it up and we scored it. It was like that was fun for me.
Got everybody
Just
hyped up.
being, yeah, it was high. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What do you enjoy most about playing the game of football?
Just be able to let everything out on the field. Yeah, just be able to let everything out. Anything that bothers me.
Would you rather, as a defensive lineman, a big sack or stuff the run all the time?
Mm,
Or a scoop and score.
scoop and score? Nah, I'd rather take a sack.
Yeah.
Take a sack. Yeah, I almost got one the other night. The jersey ripped though.
Oh.
Yeah, like it ripped perfectly off. Yeah. Mhm.
Um, what is your proudest accomplishment in the game of football?
Proudest accomplishment. My sophomore year when I was on JV the beginning of the year, and then I just made my way up to varsity. There, those guys were bigger back then on the O line.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it was a good accomplishment for me.
Gotcha.
Good.
All right. As a captain, tell us a little bit about your leadership style. I mean, do you lead by example? Do you lead? Are you a vocal leader? And not just in the on the field of play. Tell us a little bit, about expand on it a little bit. Tell us about how you lead yourself around school. Are you, in study halls? Are you making your grades? Everything. Tell us, expand on it.
I think I lead by example. Just if somebody's doing wrong, I'll like tell them. Like I won't just make it like a huge announcement, but I'll like go around telling people like to like spread the word and them all that.
Right.
And I'm pretty on my grades too. I keep up with my work. I don't want to fall behind
Good.
and
What
just make
about
it
what
all
about
up.
during the game? Are you an energy guy?
Oh yeah, so yes sir. I got energy.
So we'll be
Yeah.
able to see you get a little up,
Uh-huh.
get
Yes
everybody
sir.
going. All right.
Yes sir. Yeah, on the field is different. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
All right, Gary. Um, who is your biggest sports hero,
Ooh.
and what do you admire about that person?
Probably Aaron Donald.
Oh yeah.
Aaron Donald. He's just because he's not as he's tall, but he's not as tall as the offensive lineman. He doesn't like let that stop him. He just he kept going and going.
Right. Wide body
Yeah.
got after it.
Sure did. Yeah, he did.
Okay. Last question I have for you. What advice would you give to younger athletes starting out in the game of football?
Just to keep going and like don't let anybody like keep you down and just always be consistent and just keep going and just don't let nobody hold you back. Don't like feel bad about yourself. Just
Push.
keep
Yeah.
keep going keep it going.
Sounds good.
Yes.
All right, man. That's all we got. I think, Coach Herb, you got anything else
No,
for
that's
him?
that's great. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Gary, and we'll see you Friday night over there in Pleasanton. All right.
Yes, sir. Nice meeting y'all.
You
All right, you
too.
too, bud. Thank you. Good about yourself. Okay.
Yes, sir. My name is Louis Zuniga Jr. My number is number 11, quarterback. I'm a junior right now,
Junior.
and yeah,
All right.
Good.
yes, sir.
Tell us, how did you first get into football?
Just when I was little, my dad always took me to football games. Then whenever I got up to the age, whenever I was able to play Little League, I just loved it already. That was the only sport I played.
Awesome.
Oh, so you're a football only guy, huh?
Yes, sir. Well, when I was little, so junior high, I played every sport, but right now, just football right now.
Okay.
That's the way to do it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What do you enjoy most about playing the game of football?
Uh, I don't know, just being with my team, just being family, just having fun together. Like
Good.
last Friday, we just had a big win. It
Yep.
was
Yeah,
fun.
wins are fun, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
So as a quarterback, you a mobile quarterback, or you like to sling it down the field?
Uh, really just when I have the chance, I'll run it, but I really stay in the pocket and just throw it.
Sounds good. All right.
Yes, sir.
So knowing that, who's your favorite quarterback in the NFL right now?
Uh, right now, probably I got two.
Uh,
Jackson Dart.
oh,
He likes to run the ball, throw
yeah.
it. He likes to run over people.
Yeah.
was probably Josh Allen. Was my
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
So you got a little bit of dual threat in there.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, Lou, what is your most memorable moment or highlight that you've had in your football career? Were you on varsity last year?
Yes, sir. I was starting
Okay.
defensive. Yes, sir. My favorite, probably my freshman year. When I got up towards the end of the season, me and my couple friends, we moved up to varsity. Then we played a couple games. I was just on kickoff, but I got a big old tackle and just felt good for the first time on varsity.
Oh yeah.
Right.
All right. We asked your teammate about leadership. What do you think? How do you lead?
Uh, well, since I'm the quarterback, I feel like everything depends on me and with the way I act and the way, if I'm quiet and then everybody's quiet and then everybody's down. But if I'm up and just being loud, everybody just,
Bringing that energy.
Okay.
yes, sir.
What advice would you give to a younger athlete starting out in your sport in the game of football?
Uh, just really work out every day behind the scenes, keep your chest up. Just, I don't know. That's it.
Good.
Just be a leader.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Coach Herb,
No, that's great. Thank you.
good interview.
I
All
look
right.
forward to
Thank
seeing you on
you.
Friday.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Sweet Lou.
Sweet
Might
Lou,
hear
good to
that.
see
You
you,
might hear
Coach
that on the
Travis.
broadcast.
I might refer to you like that on the broadcast. Is that all right?
Yes, sir. It's all right.
All right. All right, buddy. Thank you.
All
Best
right.
of luck Friday.
Yes, sir. Thank you.